pick up the free TTR, saving this thing from a doomed life of ending up in a dumpster. I'm gonna get this thing loaded up and I'll tell you guys the story about it. Alright, so the story on this thing is that my buddy Dennis sent me a picture of these two pit bikes. This is one of them. The other one I'll put a picture up of right now. Just a Chinese 125. And if you're on my Instagram, you've seen the post of his Cadillac go-kart build. So he sends me these pictures of these bikes one day and just says, "Hey man, what do you think?" And I said, "Well, those look like some fun bikes. Why, what's up?" He said, "Well, how much would you pay for them?" And I said, "Well, I don't have any money right now, so nothing." He's like, "Oh, well, alright, then they're free." I was like, "What are you talking about, buddy?" Well, it turns out these things have been laying around his boss's shop for a while, and he was ready to just toss them in the dumpster because the China bike didn't run, it was a piece of crap. And this thing they had taken apart, I think to clean the carb or something, and then lost all the battery parts and just never got back to it, so it's just been sitting. And so he was going to dumpster them, and my buddy grabbed them knowing we would use them for something, and then he dropped them off at my house, and I ended up rebuilding the China bike, and I'll put a picture in here what it looked like after, and then I sold it because it wasn't a very fun bike, and I had probably 4 bikes in my pit bikes in my garage at the time, so didn't need another one. This one I wanted to keep though because I know these Yamahas are pretty fun, and obviously it's a Yamaha, it's a good bike, but I also knew that they're a little bit faster than the Hondas from what I've seen. I know there's not a lot of aftermarket stuff out there for them anymore, so it'll be fun to kind of take this thing apart and see what I can get out of it. At most, I just want to do suspension. I don't want to get into the engine at all, because eventually I want to be able to put my kids on it. So, stock motor, it's got electric start. So yeah. Now, if you're smart, you'll notice that I already have the BBR bars on it. I filmed this after the fact because I didn't have an intro for this video, and I needed to get the story on how I got the bike. So that's why. That's why it's in the order it is. So yeah, I can't complain. Another free bike. This one's pretty fun. I'll make sure to keep you guys posted on all the build updates I do to it. Definitely going to end up powder coating the wheels black and get some better tires on there. Probably going to try and do a jet and a filter. Definitely want to keep stock exhaust because I want it to stay quiet. And a tall seat if I can figure something out. But yeah, like I said, otherwise I just want to do a little bit of suspension. Right now it bottoms out just from me sitting on it. So, but it'll be a fun bike eventually. So yeah, get this thing back to the garage and we'll start working on it. Alright you guys, what's up? Today we are going to be working on the TTR 50, trying to put these BBR tall bars on it now. If any of you have this bike, which is probably why you're watching this video, then you know that there's not hardly any options for this bike when it comes to aftermarket stuff now, because all the companies that were making stuff stopped producing it. This is a 2013 model, I'm pretty sure, so it doesn't fit into the pre-08 stuff, but I'm pretty sure I found a way online on the forums to make these BBR tall bars work on this bike. So let's get into it. here's what's going on. This hole right here for the gosh dang old thing, I can't remember the dang old name of that dang old thing right there. Anyways, this hole right here is a little bit bigger than it was on the one for the BBR, and I remember that for the forums. So if we measure that out, .104. Let's go measure the other one. We're there. It's a little bit bigger, but that's okay. So what I ended up doing was taking a giant drill bit and my file, because this is just soft aluminum, and just working it until it fit just barely. So I'll make sure it's clearance enough so it's not too tight and rubbing and stuff. But so that's taken care of. Now I can bolt that on there and get the bars on. I got the new bars and the triple tree clamp all bolted on. Now with this bike, the controversy, or I guess the problem, is just this dual style push-pull throttle cable right here. Now this isn't going to work on these bars. It's not long enough, and nobody makes an extended version of this. So here's where the trick I found on that forum comes in, is you actually don't need the push-pull style. I'll get this all apart, but up in here you can basically hook up a single cable style throttle cable to this, and so I'll get this all apart and we'll look at that now. Okay, so here's what we got going on. Got the cover off, and so basically you only need the pull throttle cable. The push cable doesn't do a whole lot. I guess in theory it does, but the carb has a spring inside of it that returns the throttle cable, so you really don't need the push the push one. So the bottom one is the pull one. So I've taken the throttle assembly apart, got the old pull cable out right here. So what I'm going to do is push it in so that comes over here. Then I'm going to grab it with a pick, pull it out so that I can get this piece off of here, and then I'll be able to get the new throttle cable in there and we'll be good to go. Okay, I got the new throttle cable on there. Here it is. Here's the old one still hanging here. I gotta take that out of there. But see that. So boom, there we go. That's all taken care of. I'll get it put back together, and I gotta take the old push cable out. But the one problem you can see right there is that I have this one came with the fitting on it to screw it down and adjust the throttle length and tension. The new one doesn't come with those like that because it didn't have that on the Honda 50. So I might take it back off and slip a nut over it and a washer or something. I'll figure something out and then I'll get it all put back together. But even without that, it would probably work fine. Okay, I got the throttle cable on there. I didn't film a lot of it because it's kind of sketchy. You really shouldn't do it the way I did it, but I called around, and if you can find a local throttle cable shop, there's plenty of motorcycle shops that do it, or just dedicated throttle or cable shops, I guess, but they can lengthen your throttle cable. They'll take it apart and solder a new inner in, and usually it only costs it's not much, 20 bucks or so, 20, 30 bucks. So that's usually pretty worth it. So you don't have to hack it up and ruin your, your good throttle cable. So this was all good. I got the stock kill switch on there. I could have adapted the BBR one, but I honestly like these ones better that are the actual like switch and not just a button, because I hate having to sit there and hold down the button until the bike dies. I'd rather just flip the switch and get off the bike. So now I'm going to hook up the brake lever, put the cable on, swap off this one. I ended up zip tying the choke right here just for now until I can cut a plate that'll bolt to here and here, and then drill a hole that'll pinch right there. So this will still be right in that pretty much spot, but works fine right there. I'll cut these so that it's clean, but I'm just trying to get it together so I can make sure it all works and have proof of concept for now. So I'll set up the time lapse and we'll get it put back together. Front brake cable's all good to go. So luckily enough, the TTR and the XR CRF 50s all have the same style. It's a pretty common drum pit bike front brake, so I'm pretty sure most of the pit bikes are going to be the same, but you just reuse the same nut and spring. Fits in the same bracket there, still fits through this one, and it's all adjusted up. Good. You can adjust it how you like it, and so we're pretty much there. I just need to put the plastic back together and it'll be good to go. Okay, she's all done. There's the bars. I need to take it to the shop and use my compressor to get the grips all the way on, because I don't like using grip glue or hairspray or any of that. So I use a air compressor to slip them all the way on. So that's kind of silly for now, but I'll show you guys. So key on, chokes on, electric start. Go. I'll grab a riding video in the morning because right now it's dark already, so see you guys then. Alright, so it's the next day. Got this thing all together. Let's take it for a quick test ride and see how it does. I hit up a couple of my buddies. I think we're gonna go ride minis around, so be a good test to see how this thing does, and I think I'll be able to drag race it between them because they've got stock Hondas, so we'll see how it stacks up. Let's take this thing around the block, see what we think. Pretty weird getting used to that electric start. Feels pretty good. Got a little bit of speed. height of the bars is good. Really wish I had a fourth gear on this thing. Yeah, it feels really proper. The height of the bars, the width, got plenty of room for my knees. Yep, this is get it loaded up and go right to the mini tracks. Alright, some test riding out here. One Yamaha and a bunch of Hondas. About to run a train on this fucking thing. Oh, they're too close together. Woo! Well, this sketchy. It's so dusty now.
We're almost died.
Clean. Trigger coming in hot.
Ah, it's fucking blocked out. Butt crack man right there.
My butt's so blown out. My tailbone. Tackle these little doubles right here. back tire's flat, but it's just the shock bottoming out. Bars keep moving. I have to crank those bad boys. Old black lab. They want to have a race. Perfect time to get a speed comparison on this thing. Oh, that back shock is so light. Never see it. Easy. Oh shit. That was easy. All right, let's run it back and see what happens. All right, let's do one where no one cheats.
Yeah, right. This fucker.
Dude, when I got to the drop off, I fucking loaded off of it.
Hey, take that inside line. Trevor,
I did.
take that inside line. Ready? Hey, we'll let Trevor go, count to 2 and then go.
How about when he gets to that fork?
What fork?
Right here.
Oh, right, okay.
Alright, alright, go.
I wish this thing had an extra gear. Fucker. It's so sketchy around here. Oh man.
You're a fucking asshole.
You saw the dirt?
What'd you do?
He's fucking dragging his foot out there right behind
my
you.
foot, it shoots him off. Did you get hit?
I can't see the dust, Dick. That's what's worse than anything else.
So we did a drag race. 3 stock Hondas, one has a BBR pipe, stock TTR definitely spanked him. I think me and Chris are gonna go do just me versus him. He's got the most complete stock. No bars, no nothing. Alright, so definitely got a lot more top end than the Hondas, but bottom end, hey,
Yeah.
want to wear this so I can get a different angle?
Yeah.
Oh.
Dude, my nuts. Because I saw you wash out and I didn't want you to go like this in front of me. I would have T-boned the fuck out of you.
I looked behind me over that little bump and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
You were like off the bike.
That was fucking dragging feet.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that was fucking great.
Fucking tore the fender off.
So fucking funny.